Multipliers is where you stop chasing new customers and start compounding the ones you already have. Most brands spend 90% of their energy on acquisition, almost none on what happens after the sale. The truth is you don't need more traffic. You need more yield from every customer that lands. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 4 layers to multiply growth without any extra spend. Email, loyalty, community, upsells, and cross-sells. These are the systems that turn a good brand into a profitable one. When your acquisition system works, it buys you the right to focus here. The goal is it's compounding value. That means each customer comes back faster, buys more often, and spends more each time. It's almost a cheat code. Multipliers is about creating reasons to return that feel natural, personal, and aligned with the product. And this is where you build that brand loyalty and also increase your profit per user. The first layer is email. Email is still the highest return on investment channel in direct to consumer. Not because it's cheap, but because it's owned. I treat email in 3 layers: lifecycle flows, campaigns, and segmentation. Lifecycle flows are typically automated. These build predictable cash flow and customer connection right from the get-go. The first flow that every brand should is your welcome flow. This typically runs from day 0 to day 7. The first email is immediate and addresses the why behind the actual brand. This tells your origin story, what problem you solve, why it matters. Brands typically make this aspirational and not very transactional. Email 2 happens on day. This is where you show social proof and show that other people actually like your brand. Customer stories, star ratings, before and after images really create that confidence in the brand. And the call to action could be things like reading reviews and educating them about the community. Email 3 happens on day 4, product logic. This is where you would explain your product, how it works, what makes it different. Add a short educational video or GIF to make it even better. This is where you can subtly add in the shop now button and drive people to the website. Email 4, day 7, the offer. Present your hero product or bundle with a clear incentive. Try today or just reiterate the offer again and drive traffic to the website. The second flow, which is probably the most crucial flow as you're running top of funnel ads, is your abandoned cart checkout. Typically 5 brands, really poor ones, utilize the Shopify default automated checkout flow. I like to do this in Klaviyo or whatever email software you're using because it needs to be a little bit more tailored. It runs across 3 emails and the first email needs to be sent within an hour. It's a simple reminder that they've left some. 2 needs to be sent within 24 hours, telling customers why other customers love that product or specific collection, reviews, benefits. Email 3 you send within 48 hours. Remind them, are you still thinking about this? Introduce light urgency, free shipping expiry, or tell them about how the stock is low. The third flow is your post-purchase flow. This typically runs from day 1 to day 14. And in the first email, you want to make sure that you're thanking people, you're providing the product education to remove that buyer's remorse that people might have after a transaction. Show how to use the actual product correctly to get the best results, and you can really help them from day 1. Email 2 goes on day 5, social proof, community, encourage UGC and tags on Instagram. A really easy way to get some UGC content for your brand. Email 3, day 10, next step, product. Show complementary products, bundles, etc. And email 4, which goes out on the 14th day, is to request a feedback or review request. Ask for their review. That's a really good way to increase your social proof, but also offer people points or a small discount in exchange for them. And lastly, the last flow is the win back flow. In this sequence, this is an underrated flow that runs after the 30th day and all the way to 60 days after the last purchase. It's 3 simple emails. Email 1, which goes out on day 30, telling them that you missed the customer, have a soft tone, remind them of the benefits of the brand or the product. Email 2 goes out 10 days after that on day 40, telling them about what's new, any new collections that you might have, any variants, bundles, offers. Email 3 will be very offer driven, exclusive win back offer, providing a small incentive or loyalty points to become a customer again. And it's a really powerful way to bring people back and convert them into customers without spending extra on ad spend. The second pillar of multipliers is campaigns. These are your manual sends. Campaigns exist to drive short bursts of attention, launches, education, content drops, or any spikes or sales that you might have. You typically send 1 to 2 emails. Each campaign should have 1 clear message and 1 call to action. You need to build a whole calendar around it and be strategic. Send things that are relevant in the moment, not just randomly trying to get a transaction out of the user. The third pillar is your segmentation. You get this right and you can really unlock higher lifetime value customers, because this is the bridge between personalization and just a more generic customer. Segment by product type, purchase frequency, average order value tier. Then test 1 variable every single week. I typically look at subject lines, preview text, call to action position, or just the creative layout for that particular segment. You want to look at things like open rate, how many people are clicking onto the product page, and the top 10% of emails usually drive about 60% of repeat revenue. So stop thinking of email as this very sporadic thing. You need to start treating it as a relationship bridge between you and the customer that compounds over time the more you communicate with them and send them relevant stuff that they can engage with. Okay. The third element of multipliers is turning post-purchase into some momentum, and it's all about loyalty. And it's not just about giving out points for discounts, it's actually positive reinforcement for repeat behavior. You're training your customers. To leverage this, I would structure it in 3 different steps. Stage 1, it's all about post-purchase gratitude. This happens typically 15 days after delivery. Send a thank you with an exclusive 10% discount or of some sort, or 20%, whatever you can afford. Make it valid for 10 days. If it hits right, when satisfaction is the highest and creates a reason to engage again, that's when customers respond the best. Stage 2 is all about earning and redeeming. You want to make customers earn points for repeat purchases, reviews, any referrals they might give you, or any UGC submissions they might have. You want to tie rewards with specific actions that benefit the brand, not just the ending. And it's a good way to build that relationship further as well. Stage 3 is your tiered milestones. Reward the top 10% of customers with early access, something creative, have exclusive drops for them, free shipping upgrades, anything that makes loyalty feel human and not automated. And these are your VIP customers, and you want to really look after them and really have a brainstorm session of how you can afford to look after these guys. Every message should sound like it came from a person and not a system. It's a super important aspect of this stage. The fourth element of multipliers is upsells and cross sales. This is an instant average order value booster, and upsells and cross sales are the most direct way to raise profit per customer. When done right with relevance, it's a huge benefit to your brand. The first thing, before we jump into how I look at it, upsells are things in the same category but with a higher tier. You would offer the premium, large upgraded version immediately after checkout. When someone, for example, buys a standard shoe, you would show them the waterproof edition. I'm not even sure if that's a thing. You kind of get the point I'm trying to make. Focus on keeping it one click and frictionless. The other part is cross-sell, and these are just essentially positioning complementary products based on the original purchase. Offer items that solve a connected problem. For example, if someone buys sandals on your online store, show them leather cleaners or matching totes. Very connected. It makes sense for someone to just quickly add that into the cart. It's important where you actually showcase this to get the most out of it. On the product detail page, you would put things like complete the look with these complementary products or frequently bought together products. In the cart, you want to just give them a straight X% off or free shipping, something that they can buy immediately. Post-purchase page is a great place for the one-click bump offers that ships with the same order. One of the easiest ones you can get, in my opinion. Email is where you can really personalize your product recommendations based on past purchases or segments. The only rule you need to really keep in mind is to make sure that the upsell and the cross-sell doesn't feel opportunistic. It needs to feel helpful. When it solves a real need and not randomly placed or presented, average order value is going to rise, because you don't want to be throwing upsells and cross-sells that don't make any sense, because that'll damage that relationship with your customer. When these 4 work together, you're creating a self-funding loop. Email educates and drives traffic, loyalty and rewards behavior, community deepens their belief and creates social proof with people getting engaged and tagging you and stuff, and for an incentive. Upsells and cross sells obviously lift that average order value, which increases the lifetime value of your customer. So multipliers is where the real profit actually lives. This is where the game really changes. When you build multipliers, you stop playing short-term ad games and start building a brand that compounds. Every customer becomes an asset, not just a transaction. It's much steadier and calmer and much more profitable. And that's the real win, because attracting high lifetime value customers, and you're making sure that you have systems in place to increase that value. If you want to see exactly how to plug these multipliers into your growth engine, from flow templates to loyalty setups to upsell scripts, message me the word multiply or join my free community assembly and I'll send them over to you. The important thing is you need to make sure and understand that traffic eventually fades. You can only pay for so much traffic, and by not having all the right systems in place, your ads will fluctuate. And systems like these actually build wealth quietly and add brand equity month after month. And that's how you scale without burning out and without being overly reliant on your advertising at the top of funnel.